When Emily and Josh moved to the small town of Asheville, Massachusetts, they were searching for peace and quiet. After years of city life in Boston, the old wooden house on the corner of Woodrow Street seemed perfect. It was affordable, suspiciously affordable, but the agent assured them it had simply sat empty for a long time. Across the street stood another house, older and darker. The windows were always covered, the lawn overgrown. The real estate agent smiled and said, "Don't worry about the neighbor. He's been there 50 years, quiet as a ghost." From the very first day, Emily felt uneasy. Every night, she dreamed of a man standing in the window across the street, staring. His face was always obscured, like it was blurred by fog. Josh laughed it off. "Just moving stress," he said. But every night, at exactly 9 p.m., a dim yellow light appeared in the upstairs window across the street. And in that light, a shadow. A tall, hunched figure, never moving, never blinking. After a week, things got worse. Emily found a note taped to their front door. The paper was yellowed, the handwriting elegant and old-fashioned. "You shouldn't have moved here. He already knows your names." The next morning, another note. "This house isn't yours. He still believes it's his." Josh installed a security camera on the porch. But each night, between 2:03 and 2:05 a.m., the footage blacked out. Just silence. Just darkness. Like the world held its breath for 2 minutes. They started asking around. A neighbor named Marie had lived on the street since the 1960s. When Emily asked her about the house across the street, Marie sat her down. "He's always been there," she said. "I remember him from when I was a little girl. Standing in the window. Never aging. Never speaking." "Who is he?" Emily whispered. Marie paused. "We call him a neighbor. No one knows his real name. But I'll tell you this. In 1973, a family moved into your house. A husband, wife, and their little girl. They vanished in one night. No clues. No explanations. Just gone." That night, Emily couldn't sleep. She sat by the window, watching. At 9 p.m., the light appeared again in the upstairs window. The figure stood as always, but this time it moved. Slowly, and it was staring directly at her. Later that night, she woke to the sound of footsteps. Someone was coming up the stairs. Josh was asleep beside her. The bedroom door was closed, but the creaking steps grew closer and closer. Emily turned on her flashlight and opened the door. Bare footprints led up from the living room. Dirty, wet prints. They trailed in from an open window. She screamed. Josh ran down, but the house was empty, except for a new note. He was here. For now, he only watches. They began researching. Josh visited the local library and dug up an old newspaper article from 1938. It showed a photo of their house and the one across the street. The caption read, "Tragedy on Woodrow Street. Local family missing. Court officer disappears. Neighborhood blocked off." They found a name, Thomas Hartwick, a court officer sent to evict a tenant from the house across the street. He entered the home in 1938 and was never seen again. The story went cold, but locals claimed Hartwick returned. Not alive, but not quite dead either. Back at home, Emily found a final note in their mailbox. "Now you know his name. That means he can enter." That night, the light in the neighbor's window flickered once. Then came a knock at their front door. Josh vanished. The police arrived in the morning. They found Emily alone, sitting on the porch, covered in dirt and dust. In her hand was a final note. "Now, you're the neighbor." And from that day on, the house sat empty again. But every night, at exactly 9 p.m., a light still appears in the upstairs window across the street. A shadow stands silently in the glass, waiting for someone new to move in. Forbidden Room, 313-inch. When college student Alex found a dirt-cheap room in the old dorms of Middle Pine University in Ohio, he thought he'd hit the jackpot. $200 a month for a private room on campus? Unheard of. There was just one rule. Never go near room 313. "It's just a storage space," said the dorm manager. "Locked up for decades. Ignore it." Alex didn't care. A cheap room was a cheap room. But soon, things got strange. Every night, at exactly 3:13 a.m., he heard soft noises. Whispers, scratching behind the wall near his bed. And sometimes, someone calling his name. He told the others in the dorm, but they all gave the same nervous response. Just leave 313 alone. Trust us. One day, he noticed something odd. The room numbers on his floor went 311, 312, 314, number 313. But between 312 and 314 was a strange section of wall. No door handle, no number, painted the same color as the wall. Seamless, but it wasn't solid. He tapped it. Hollow. That night, he had a dream. A long hallway. At the end stood a woman in a torn hospital gown, eyes blank, blood dripping from her fingers. She whispered, "Why won't you open it?" He's waiting. The next night, Alex gave in. He brought a screwdriver, pried at the wall, and underneath was a door. Old metal. The number 313 carved in with something sharp. He opened it. Rotting air spilled out. Inside was a narrow room, rusted bed frames, a stained mattress, claw marks on the walls, and writing, dozens of desperate scrawls. Still here. He won't let me go. In the corner was an old notebook. Pages filled with scribbles, torn edges, and one final entry. They locked me in, but someone's opened the door now. He can get out. As Alex stepped back into the hallway, the dorm lights flickered. Then, darkness. No signal. No Wi-Fi. Every door locked. Every window sealed like concrete. He ran to his room, but the number had changed. 313. No one saw Alex after that night. The door was sealed again. New students don't know room 313 exists. The old ones either transferred or vanished. But sometimes, just sometimes, if you walk by that part of the hallway at exactly 3:13 a.m., you'll hear a knock. From the inside,